Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2,000 points. It's Astra Militarum versus Tau. We've already played one game already over on the Plus channel. This is a two-part game, and it is the most important battle now of the entire season. It will decide who wins the league here. We have a league on the channel, and so it's been determined that Astra Militarum are at the top, Tau are second. But if the Tau win this game here, they will win the league. So it's a straightforward battle. Astra Militarum versus Tau. Whoever emerges victorious in this battle will be the king of the channel for Season 6. So fighting across this industrial terrain will be here that the Tau will do battle with the forces of the Astra Militarum. Right, so welcome to this 2,000 points battle, Astra Militarum versus Tau. So we don't usually give the results away of games that have been fought previously. We've done it's a two-part series here. We played part one over on the Plus channel. The Tau had to win, and they did. They beat the Guard. It was a shock, but they achieved victory. That's given them a chance here in this battle to go for the win again. So same lists, completely different scenario. We're playing the same lists, fighting against each other here. It's as simple as this. If the Tau win this battle, they will be the champions of the channel. It should be. It should be. James can't bear the thought of this happening. He's worked so hard at getting his Guard to the top, but the upstart Tau could grab victory from him. As yet, still unnamed of this Tau commander. Some great exploits in the previous game over on the Plus channel. If you want to check out what happened, check out the Plus channel. You can go over there onto the website, and then you can see the epic fight that took place. It was a very enjoyable game, and both these armies blasted each other to pieces, but the Tau emerged victorious in that fight. But here is a different battle. The Tau aren't guaranteed anything in this game, and the Astra Militarum, they're still the favourites for sure, but the Tau in with a chance. I reckon this is the best faction at the moment that stands any chance against James's Guard. If you've seen the different battle reports on both of the channels for the Guards, you'll understand how effective they've been, how strong they've been, and how they've blasted one army after the next off the board. But they've been humbled to some degree by the Tau, but James is reset and ready to go for the final battle of Season 6. So special shout out to Phoenix Reborn. One of the subscribers here and on the Plus channel, he's kept track of all of the games very meticulously, and it means we've been able to determine which of the armies are at the top. Astra Militarum are top of the channel. If the Tau win here, the Tau will snatch the top of the league at the very end game. So it's a brigade of Tau. It's battle forged, so 15 command points. I've spent an extra command point on an extra relic. So to fulfill the list here, I've got 4 HQs. Here is the commander here, as yet unnamed. 4 fusion blasters for him. And then vectored maneuvering thrusters is the relic. So after I shoot, I can then move 7 inches. And then the warlord trait is a ghost walks among us, which is a guaranteed 6-inch move if I advance. Nice and quick from this commander. 1 Ethereal, 1 Cadre Fireblade with Markerlight and Pulse Rifle. And then Long Strike here, Seeker Missiles, 2 Seeker Missiles, Smart Missile Systems, and the Railgun for that Hammerhead. Then for troops, 2 units of Breachers, 2 units of 10, and then 4 units of Fire Warriors, strike teams with their pulse rifles. They're all units of 10. Then for fast attack, 3 units of shield drones, all of those 4 in size. Then for elites, this is the requirement. You have to fulfill all this to get the brigade. 2 elites here. That's Fire Sight Marksman. And then the next elite that's required is the Ghost Kill. I've given it Velocity Tracker. It's just a fixed list here. We haven't been able to adapt our lists to each other, so it's not going to be any use here for the Ghost Kill. James doesn't have any units that can fly. But we have Target Lock, so that means we can move and fire heavy weapons without the restriction, without the -1. There's 2 Stealth Drones there, Cyclic Iron Rake and 2 Fusion Blasters for the Ghost Kill. And then heavy supports, it's Hammerhead number 2, armed exactly the same as long strike, and then across here 2 units of broadsides. This unit here with the heavy rail rifles and 2 plasma rifles each, and a seeker missile also, and then across here the broadsides armed with a seeker missile each, 2 smart missile systems, and 2 high yield missile pods each as well. But that's the list here for the Tau. And then a special mention to Marcus Anthony. He's a gold level supporter here on the Patreon page for Striking Scorpion 82, so you can check that out. That's just a page I've set up to support the work here at SSWG Wargames Club. That's where we're filming the game at the moment, and it just means that you can help support a great local wargaming club. And there's incentives as well. So he's gold level, means you get a shout out here in the battle report. For silver level, you can go into the end credits and have your name forever inscribed onto one of the battle reports, and then there's bronze level support as well. But all those donations goes to the club here and helps this club keep running, and helps supply all the terrain here, all these different terrain projects, all volunteers here putting these things together, and it helps fill these tables out with some great looking terrain for us to use in these games. Check out the website as well for SSWG to see what goes on here at this club. We'll take a look now and see what James has in his list. Alright, so 2,000 points of Astra Militarum. It's the same army that James used in the previous game. I'll let him run through what he has in his list.
Right, this is my 2,000 points of Astra Militarum Cadians of the 18th. And we want to win the league. So this is the army that I'm using to hopefully crown ourselves champions. So we have, as the Warlord, in his brigade, we have a brigade, Battleforged, and a spearhead. And then the Warlord himself is the first company commander, which I painted up quite recently. He's got the appropriate insignia, and his Warlord trait is Grand Strategist, so he regains command points on a 5+ and gets to re-roll 1 dice once per battle. And he has the relic of Lost Cadia. So anyone within 12 inches, which has the Cadian keyword, gets to reroll 1s to hit and to wound against other units. Other factions like Xenos, but Chaos, it's rerolls to hit and rerolls to wound, so it's pretty brutal. And then we have the second in command, we have the second company commander. He's equipped with a bolt pistol, as all WYSIWYG, and then the leader has actually got a plasma pistol as well. And then we have a Lord Commissar, equipped with power sword, bolt pistol, a Tech Priest Engine Seer, and then we have the Primaris Psyker, and his powers are Smite, Night Shroud, and Psychic Maelstrom. I have 2 platoons with me today, and each platoon, we have 3 infantry squads in per platoon. And each squad is equipped with a sergeant with a chainsword and las pistol, vox caster, and a grenade launcher, and the rest are equipped with las guns. And then we have, for the heavy weapons choice, we have a heavy weapons squad of mortars, and in 8th edition they've proved to be very effective, in my opinion, for short artillery support. And then we have 5 rattlings as well. And it's the same here as well, all the same with the second platoon. So then we have the Scout Sentinels as well, the Recon. They are a bit weak, but they do make up the brigade, so it's worth giving them the points as well, and great for grabbing objectives. And then we have
Multi-lasers.
Yeah, multi-lasers, yeah, it's the cheapest option. And then we have the hammer itself of the detachment. We have 5 Leman Russes. We have it's part of the spearhead detachment, so Leman Russes here all have objectives secured. There's a spearhead detachment, and the tank company commander, he's equipped with a hunter killer missile, battle cannon, las cannon, and sponson heavy bolters. And then we have 2 regular Leman Russes with hull mounted las cannon, battle cannon, and sponson heavy bolters. And then we have 2 plasma executioners equipped with a plasma executioner cannon and sponson plasma cannons and hull mounted las cannon for both. And then we have basilisks, and they've proved to be very effective in the previous game. I was very surprised how good they were, and with the stratagem as well, they're a very powerful unit to have. Do not underestimate the basilisks, and they're very good for long range artillery support as well. So that works out at about 1997 points, and let's hope that we win the league once and for all in 2018.
So that's James's list. No super heavy used here. I did ask if James wanted to use his Shadow Sword or Baneblade, but he's gone. It's a fire magnet, okay, especially for the tower. So he's spread his weight around this time and has gone for multiple tanks. So it's a scary amount of tanks there, and an excellent array of weaponry that they have. So that's the list of the Astra Militarum. Can they take James through to ultimate crowning glory here, we'll see, or can the upstart tower snatch victory and the glory here in this game, we'll see. But we're going to scenario and deployment next. We will randomise the game entirely, so it could come from the rulebook, could be Maelstrom of War, could be Eternal War, it could come from Chapter Approved 2017 as well. Some of those missions, Maelstrom of War and Eternal War, available there as well. So an option of about 24 different missions we could play, but we'll randomise it here and see what mission we have. Okay, so mission has been determined here. It's pure randomisation. It's worked out to be one of the classic games here from the regular rulebook. An Eternal War, and it's mission number 1. It's Retrieval Mission being played here. It's Dawn of War for deployment. So there's 4 objectives. Very straightforward, this game. Each one is worth 3 victory points. So whoever secures the most objectives will win. Slay the Warlord, First Blood, and Linebreaker all available in this game as well. And it's Dawn of War. Tower placed the last objective, which we placed here. And then we rolled up and got Dawn of War. So 12 inches in, marked by this line of red dice, is just to the edge of that road. And then James's deployment zone marked here by the line of grey dice, again, up to the edge of that road. 4 objectives. Tower definitely have the advantage. I think here, this one, just within their deployment zone. This one here to the right of this big tower, and then this one here, we placed this one earlier on for the tower. So this is the zone here. This is where the fate of the league will be decided this season. So hallowed ground potentially could be. A great memorial could be erected by either side, and then across here James placed an objective across here. So each one's worth an equal number of points, 3 points each. So James will look to secure that one. He should hold that no problem. Should do. And it's all about the Astra Militarum attack that potentially could come forwards in this direction. This piece of terrain here may well prove pivotal. Big line of sight blocking terrain. Units having to flow around it, or indeed they could clamber up top is a possibility. But plenty of terrain in this game here, trying to balance the battlefield out with some nice areas to hide behind and make use of cover. For cover, we're going to play buildings. So this one, this one, this one, those 2 over there, this building here, and yes, the crater there with the burnt out Chimera, and that one. Yeah, we're going to play those as cover. So for infantry. Craters, we're going to play these 2 wrecks, and everything else is just line of sight blocking. So the containers here won't grant cover if you're on them, but if you're hiding behind them and so on, you can make use of that as line of sight blocking terrain. So just a summary of how we're going to play the cover rules in this battle. We're going to start placing units on the board now and see how each of these armies deploy. Just to mention the battle mat that we're using, it's by gamemat.eu. This urban warfare mat, it's one of my favourite ones. So it rolls out like a mouse mat material here, rubber on this side, and then soft on top. Nice and quiet for dice rolling and for models as well. If they fall over, there's no damage. So good gaming surface. Just roll it out on a flat surface, and then you can start placing your terrain on top. So we put the terrain on, and then some stones and scatter and lich, and it all just blends it in and gives you the terrain effect that you see here. Some of this terrain is from gamemat.eu as well. These containers, these as well, we've done some extra painting on there. They come quite bright, sort of bright yellow, sort of a base colour. We then put some extra colours and some weathering effects on top of them just to blend them all in with the rest of the terrain. Some of the piping here as well is from gamemat.eu. These containers as well, and just to give you a better view of the piping being used here. Also, it's a mixture actually of Games Workshop stuff and gamemat.eu terrain. So check them out. They do all sorts of battle mats and terrain available from them. All right, so both armies have deployed here. It's taken a while, just carefully deciding where to go. I think it's a straightforward battle plan here for the tower. You can see them clustering very densely here in this area. 1, 2, and 3 objectives. Deny and secure these, we win. It's as straightforward as that, and that will grant the tower ultimate victory in this season of battle reports. Astra Militarum, James, I think, is going to have to play aggressive, and he's deployed, ready to advance towards the tower. So, tower deployment then, no reserves at all for any of the armies. Everything is on the table that will take part in this game. I've put this Firesight Marksman here. I was thinking about deploying, placed him as one of the first units on the board, changed my mind. He's isolated now, may well get picked off. But across here, instead, gone around this area, ready to defend and then push ahead. Ghost Kill's gone to here, making use of this building. Fire Warriors units 1, 2, 3 just tucked in there, and then 4 on top. Cadre, Fireblade, and Ethereal just here. Tower Commander, as yet unnamed at this stage. So looking for a name for him, or to make a name for himself in this game. Breachers here, and then a second squad just bending around in this direction just behind. There's unit drones hidden. They're next to the broadsides here with the high yield missile pods. The other unit broadside is on top. 2 units of drones behind them. Long Strike just tucked in here. He's not hidden from all of James's heavy firepower, but quite well covered here. Hammerhead number 2 just to his right. And that is about it for the tower. So densely packed in this area. I have found that the tower fight quite well when they're packed together in this way, taking advantage of a number of bonus bubbles that are available to them. Then around here, more of a spread from James, but more densely packed in this area. Finding it hard to hide the basilisks in Dawn of War. So this one's hidden behind it. It's pretty well hidden, but tower have some angles here if they manoeuvre. Lim Russ anchoring the left-hand flank. Multiple infantry squads. The unit of mortars just hidden inside this building. Another unit of mortars just at the back. The double executioners, these could cause a lot of trouble here for the tower. Tech Priest engines here just behind them. Another squad here just next to the burnt-out Chimera. James has since done his scout moves, so 2 scout sentinels moving forwards. Psyker. Primaris Psyker. Infantry squad just up the top here. The other basilisk, just here, trying to hide. Another infantry squad with a company commander. Here's the objective that James should be able to hold. No problem at all. So he's going to be guaranteed 3 points, I think, in this game. And then Scout Sentinels made a move here. And then double Lim Russ with good angles in this direction, ready to pour down firepower against the tower from this angle. And then he has deployed the Rattlings. The sneaky little gits have deployed up here, ready to snipe away at the tower positions. The tower densely packed here. A lot of units close together. James preparing to pound them to dust in the name of the Emperor. James has just picked up his golden dice of doom. I will pick up the silver dice of fate. So roll off. We finished deploying first. The tower get +1. Oh, please. Probably the most important roll of the season, I would say, this one here. So we'll just take a deep breath and let loose with the 5. Oh, this is good. Here's 6. No, James, why, please? So what do we do now? Reroll?
Yep.
Oh, dear. Shall I go first? Yeah. Oh, no, he's rolling. He's rolled a 3. That's beatable. Oh, he rolled a 1. Why? That was a golden opportunity there. That was a cocked dice, I think, that one. No, okay. Right, need a 6. The great
6.
Oh, no, it's 4. Tower going to go second. I'm dreading this now. You have to... Oh, no, he's deciding this. No, don't listen to him. Of course, he's going to go first.
First, you showed no mercy last time, and I'll show no mercy to you.
Okay. Fair's fair, because we did not give too much away, but the tower did go first in the last game. So James gets to go first. So it's a double game, and each of us getting to go first. So it's equalled out quite nicely. So now the big question is, can the tower survive Imperial Guard turn 1? James has a golden opportunity here to hurt the tower at the very earliest stage of the game. We will take advantage of the 2-point objective or stratagem. We will go to cover for the entire army, just to grant us as much protection as possible. Okay, so just spent the 2 command points. Actually rolled a 6 there for the Pure Tide Engram Neurochip and got one of the command points back. It's from 13 now for the tower. Plenty of command points still to spend. So it's all about survival now and what damage James can do. If he doesn't damage this tower force, the game will be on. So it's all about damage limitation here for the tower. But we're dreading this now. The wrath of the Emperor may well be made manifest here in the form of this Astra Militarum army. We'll see. Imperial Guard, turn 1, coming up next. All right, so we're on movement here. James deciding what to do. He's tempted to hold and fire to soften up. There's a very fluffy sort of approach here to soften up the tower with an opening salvo and then commence manoeuvres next turn towards a weaker foe. That's the idea. He hasn't totally made up his mind yet. Sort of fits the fluff, I think, for Astra Militarum, letting off a initial salvo, softening up the opponent and then sweeping in later on. But that'll be a whole turn. Yeah.
So that's 2 command points for 6s.
Oh, yes, there is a stratagem that lets you do something similar to that. Preliminary bombardment is called. Yeah, not doing it. Okay. Both of us got plenty of command points to use up. The difference in this game is we've already played a battle, so both of us have picked up some fresh battlefield experience, and that's especially going to be helpful for target priorities, choosing targets and so on. So whoever went first in this game, it's turned out to be James, that'll prove a big advantage because he knows exactly what targets he needs to take on because of certain tower units that performed quite well in the last game. So we'll see what he decides to do. It's all about angles here and choosing the right targets. He can't destroy everything, so he's got to carefully select which units will be destroyed.
Not sure to do it without range.
Okay. Right, he's just thinking about what to do with the rattlings, but your movement's finished down here, is it?
Oh no, they're going to stay where they are, shooting and they'll scarper.
Shooting scarper right then. Okay, movement's finished across the rest of the table here.
Yes.
Okay, right. So these has descended down and made an advanced move. We've held position with these two, and the rest of the army has held position. James is going to go for this initial bombardment here to soften up the tower and then sweep in later on. I'm dreading to think what units we're going to lose here for the tower. I really would like to keep them all alive if we could, but I don't think that's going to happen. So which ones are marked for death, we'll have to see. Psychic phase? There might be ranges here. We'll check to see if James is in range. I don't think he is actually. We'll check here. Psychic phase next. Right, Night Shroud. Okay, that's gone off. James has cast it on here successfully, so -1 to hit rolls against that Limrus. So, Psychic Maelstrom was out of range. That's why he cast Shroud. What's this called again?
Night Shroud.
Night Shroud. Okay, so that's gone off. That's Psychic phase finished. Just one Psychic power turn. We'll go now on to Shooting phase next. We'll see what damage James can do. So James is figuring out his orders, usually very quick now. He's very streamlined with the Astra Militarum, knows exactly what he's doing, and that's been one of the factors that's helped him get to the top spot here on the channel. And that was quite early, actually, in the league. Astra Militarum performing very well indeed. Tower units, a lot of them hidden. It's the drones he's after, but I've hidden them quite well. But he does have a number of units that can fire without needing line of sight. Basilisks, for example. Mortars, James is saying they're all in range. Nice range 48 for the mortars. They'll be good, useful units for flushing out the drones. And then if the drones are stripped away, the broadsides will be easy prey for his heavy guns. This is the way it works. The tower trying to build in a layer of protection here to protect these broadsides. See if James can deal with that multi-layered protection that the tower have. So saying if the tower are hit hard here, this could break them on the first turn of the game. So turn 1 is going to be very, very important, just as typical as we've seen in 8th edition. Many times turn 1 is very important to see who goes first and who lets off that opening salvo. And for Astra Militarum, especially because they are an army based on loads of shooting. But well, James is just working out his orders here. This order that went off is called Move. So that's squad's
Moving.
Extra move.
Shooting.
Fine, okay. So we'll finish up with the orders here and then we'll start firing. Okay, so we're going to fire mortars. The first squad, so it's the ones inside the building. They're going after the drones here, which are currently offering protection to this unit of broadside. So you can see the method here in James's madness. 3d6 shots. That's a good start. 14.
Shots.
14, no, sorry, 16 shots.
Yeah.
Terrifying. We do count as in cover, so we get a 3+ save. Their toughness 4.
Strength 4.
Strength 4, yeah. So I don't think he'll wipe them out, but we'll not speak too soon here. Okay, he's used the take aim order on them, which is reroll your hits, is it?
Reroll hit rolls because they stood still and they're born soldiers.
Okay.
So reroll 1s.
Looking for 4s.
As a cock die.
Yep.
So reroll misses.
It's a good few misses, but a good few have come through, and pretty average actually. Looking for 4s. Now we'll lose some drones here for sure. That is very good. Okay, 4 pluses. Nice lot of dice. On average, you should get a nice lot of wounds come through. Is that a 1 or a cock dice there?
There's a cock die.
Okay, just reroll. That's fine. Ah, curses. Sorry. 3+. Oh, not bad. Bang on average, actually. We've lost 2. I could command reroll one of these. Mightily tempted to. Yeah, we'll go for it. 3+. Yes. So then a 5+ to ignore because it's a shield drone. I was on a 6. It rolled back to 4. All right, we have lost 1, but we'll take that. That's fine. Mortar's trying to flush these out. We lost 1 drone. 3 left. All right, so he's going to go after the same squad again. Amazing amount of shots.
So that is
repeated there for the mortars.
14.
14 shots this time.
Just those dice.
It just takes a bad lot of save and throws and the squad will be wiped out. We need these drones desperately. 3 of them left. Can James bring them down? If he destroys them, it'll open the way for the broadsides to be shot to pieces.
Roll hit rolls because of take aim.
Very accurate mortar fire here.
It's 100% accurate. That's how accurate it is.
Unbelievable. Mortars, a unit that used to be pretty useless, has now turned into... It was my suggestion. I did suggest take mortars a while ago to James, and he listened to the advice. Now he's reaping the great benefits here. 4 pluses to wound. Yeah, I think James has wiped these out.
Adios.
He's got them. Yeah, that's a shocker. Right, okay. So there's 5 pluses to try and stay alive here. Okay, 5 pluses then. Oh! We've actually kept one of them alive. Miracle. Okay, so 1 drone has remained alive, but 3 of them gone. It's a serious amount of protection stripped away from those broadsides. But it's taken both lots of mortars to do it, and they haven't quite wiped out the squad. There is a bonus point available for first blood. James should be able to pick this up, or that point up, no problem, this turn. Alright, so next unit to shoot. He's going for the heavier guns here. So which executioner is going to fire?
It's this one.
This one here. It's going after the broadside. He's going to directly aim at them. They're currently being protected by just 1 shield drone now, so shots are going to get through against the broadsides. Oh boy, here we go. We are a 2-up save plus cover, so I think we'll drop to about a 4-up save here. So they'll be half protected, but this is not good. So this is the main cannon.
Still says double shots.
Okay, 4 shots. So what's your options here? You can...
I'm going to do a command reroll for the amount of shots.
Okay.
So I already did my 5 plus regain.
Right, okay. So both of us have got a command point back this turn, so we'll not be able to get any more. That's better, he's rolled a 6. This is going well here. The dice rolls are looking good here for James at the moment. Okay, so 4s to hit.
Yep.
Any 1s here will be mortal wounds.
Rerolling 1s because I stood still.
Oh, okay, very good. There's a cocked dice, that's fine.
Reroll 1s.
Reroll 1s, yeah, sure. Gets the hit. Nice lot of hits. Broadsides are in big trouble here.
No mortal wounds.
3s to wound.
3s to wounds.
3s to wound. 4 wounds coming through.
AP minus 3, but CP minus 2. So 3.
Okay. I have to take these on the broadside because I've got to save the drone for something like a las cannon hit from coming through. So I'm going to try and save these on a 4 plus. We saved 2. Okay. We've taken 4 damage. So we're still alive, but in big trouble here. At a minimum, we're going to lose one of these broadsides. And this is one of my hinge units here for the army. So James is picking on one of the key units here for the tower. James has made a big mistake, by the way, everybody. Relic of Lost Cadia is in the far corner of the table, so he misplaced that model, so he's not activated this turn. This is sponson shots coming through now.
So that's 4 shots.
D3 each time, okay. Again, looking for 4s. Oh, it's a good dice roll here. Just the volume of firepower. 3s to wound again?
Yeah.
Oh, 2. Okay. Do we try and keep this alive? 4 pluses. I need to pass both, or one of these models will die. No, I'm just going to try and save both. It's painful decisions. Painful. Okay, we saved 1, but that's another 2 wounds, so one of these brought down. One of them still remains on full strength, and a drone's still in play here as well, but James has caused damage here against this broadside squad. Alright, so he's got a las cannon shot to come now, which does get its hit, which does get its wound. 2 plus for saviour protocols. Yes. And then it just takes the damage. 5 plus to keep this drone alive. Oh, a 6. Yes, the drone's alive. Great job. Well done, little drone. Saved a lot of trouble. What would your damage have been? Sorry, just to see what it would have been. 2. All right, not bad. Okay, so that's one of the main battle tanks fired, and I think James will be happy enough with the result. Glad to see one of the broadsides dealt with. Second executioner tank. He's going to take on the broadsides again to try and go for the wipeout here. Can we survive? 1 drone left and 1 broadside at full strength. 2d6 shots. 7. Not as much as last time. We're hoping for some dreadful dice rolling. Oh, it's all right. Yeah, not bad at all. 3s to wound.
No mortal wounds.
Oh, no.
AP minus 3.
I'll just take these as 4-up saves. Could regret this. Past 2. Okay, 4 damage taken. 2 wounds left. Not quite dead yet, but big trouble for sure. Sponsor shots now. He just needs 2 wounds. It's another 4 shots again. 4s to hit. Executioners are deadly.
Rerolling 1s because of Cajuns.
Yep.
It's 2 hits.
So I like the idea of this remaining stationary of the army and just blasting away. Does make sense.
1 wound.
A wound. Alright, we'll hope your las cannon misses. Is all I can say. So we'll go for 2+. Yes. And then 5+ to keep the drone alive. Oh, it's gone. Alright, so absorb that damage coming through, and the drone can be removed from play. Yes, first blood. No, well done. Point picked up. Okay, still good though. 1 las cannon shot. Here we go. This just 2 wounds required to kill me off here. So now you can see me. He missed. Oh dear. Broadside still alive, but gravely wounded, and no drone protection now, so James should be able to pick it off. He's now going to fire the Basilisk. It's this one here. He's going after long strike, so he's got his priorities right here for his firepower. So it's D6 shots.
I'm
2.
going to reroll that because of Basilisk.
Yes.
1.
Oh, yes, yes. Cheer. All the Tau players just cheered there, watching the game. Oh, he's missed. Is that it?
That's it for that one.
Oh, okay, breathe. Okay, next. What can you... Wow, Basilisk has just done nothing here. This is good. Got it, love to keep these hammerheads alive here if we can, but James is not even halfway through his firepower yet, so plenty of shooting to come. Okay, the next round of shooting is going to come from the other corner. It's the tank commander. That's the second tank in from the left. And in range is the las cannon, just about range 48. Also the battle cannon. He's going to try and pick off the last few wounds on the broadside here. James will be glad to see that unit destroyed. So this is the battle cannon.
I'll keep that.
Oh, 9 shots. Okay. 3s to hit, isn't it? Main stationary.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Okay.
Rerolling 1s because we are born soldiers.
Gets another hit. Okay. There's some misses. Gone 3s to wound. Shock. Horror. 1 wound. What's the AP minus?
Well, maybe -2.
-2. So we're on a 3+ save. If we pass this, we've got no reroll here. 3+, please. 5, got it. Okay. So it's all down to a las cannon shot. You should hit on a 3+, and you should wound. He's rolled a 2. He's rolled a 2. Sorry, shouldn't laugh. But I can't help it here at this stage, right? So that's another tank fired and not damage coming through here. Okay, so there's hope here for the Tau, despite going second at this stage, but we can't call it yet. James still has plenty of firepower left. He's lining up another Lehman Russ main battle tank to fire next. So I'd imagine this battle report here is evenly split between Tau supporters and Tau haters, and supporters of the Astra Militarum. But those that are following the Tau here and on my side in this battle report, we just got to hold on, cling on here to live to fight into turn 1 for the Tau, trying to keep as many assets alive as possible. So every time James doesn't kill a target, we can celebrate and look forward to the dawn of turn 1 here for the Tau. So it is dark at the moment. We look forward to the dawn arising soon. We're just waiting for James to finish the rest of his firepower here. He's got the Lehman Russ just in the top left-hand corner. He's going to try and pick me off here with the las cannon. Good idea.
I'm out of range with the...
Sure, yes. And then he's got the main battle cannon.
I'm going to shoot at your broadside.
You can see him as well. Oh, this is tragic. All right, we'll check line of sight here. We'll see if James can see. Yeah, no, James says he couldn't see. We've just gone around and checked. He can. It's firing from any part of the model. So battle cannon's in range to finish him off. And here, a las cannon shot.
Because you're a character and your closest target.
Yes, I am. No, you're correct. No, that's a bad placement there from him. So this is the battle cannon. 6 shots.
I'm going to check the word.
He's just done a reroll there. He's done to reroll 1 of the dice, and he's got himself 8 shots now in total.
It is reroll the dice. So.
Sure. He's looking for 4s.
Rerolling 1s, that's a miss.
That's a shocking dice roll. And he's missed entirely with the battle cannon. Unbelievable. Okay, 1 las cannon shot for a full house of misses. 4+. A little bit of frustration here from the guard, not getting the hits. Another 3. So missed him. Unbelievable. So Tau looking quite good now, and most of the tanks have fired. I think you've got a Basilisk left.
Yeah.
And there's a main Liam Russ battle tank here as well. Other than that, I was looking at, that's pretty much the firepower. So the Tau looking okay here at this stage, but we'll resolve some more firepower here from the Guard. So the other Basilisk, James will point out, is just hidden behind there, just on the right-hand side, behind that building. So James is going to fire through against the broadside. So D6 shots, he's going to try and finish that model off, if he can. So this is the important dice roll. How many shots do you get?
That's better.
Oh, blast. Curses. 6 shots.
In 4.
Falls to hit, yeah.
I was going to do aerial supply, but I'm not going to do that. So it's 3 hits. That's statistical.
Okay.
Strength 9, AP minus 3.
You should get 2 wounds. She does. AP minus
3.
3. So get 4 up save. I need to pass both. But pass 1. Oh, no, please. And a 1 or a 2, we will survive. I rolled a 2. And you how many rolls used up? Yeah. We got one wound left. Unbelievable. Oh, come on, stay alive, broadside. You got 1 wound left. All right, so disappointment there, but it's not all over yet for the broadside. He can see if James wants to fire any of his weapons into him to finish him off. Automated repair systems on standby. So, oh, blast. What a lot of effort, though, to remove these broadsides from play. If only we'd positioned more drones, just trying to think of angles where James could see them. Got a nice healthy cluster of 8 here, so these have been well protected and have been not picked on here. But James has dealt with the drones, and so these broadsides have taken some nasty punishment here. So what's...
I was going to shoot into them.
Sure,
warriors.
yes.
Actually, I could shoot the breaches.
Okay, he's just lining up to see what the heavy bolters can do. They should have range here at range 36. Right, he wants to make sure that we die. So heavy bolters are going to go into this squad. The las cannon and the main battle cannon, and they're going to go into the broadside. He's having thoughts about it here.
Yeah, let's go into that one.
Oh, hammerhead number 2. Okay, see if you can hit hammerhead number 2. Bank right, here comes the shot. Oh, he's got the hit, okay. So 3's to wound.
4 is...
He gets his wound, okay. So 3 up save becomes a 6 up save, cover, 5 up. Hurrah for the Tau, yes.
Oh,
Well done. Hammerhead number 2, good for you, well done. So, battle cannon now, oh boy. Oh, 6 shots, oh, he could... Tense. You can feel the tenseness. It's exactly the same as the first game we played. The tension was unbelievable. It's the same again. Come on.
Right, rerolling 1.
It's not that great, but I think you've got us here. You should destroy us. No, just 2, is it?
2 hits.
3's to wound. Foul these, and there is cause for joy here. 1.
Unbelievable.
So I'm on a minus...
Minus 2.
Minus 2?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on a 3+ save.
I know.
Come on. Oh, 3. Oh, and it's that special stratagem that's done it. Granting cover. Granting cover has helped, so that it knocks a bit of the edge off of turn 1. I think it's a fair stratagem.
Oh yeah, it's fair.
Because you represent an army, they know that the enemy's making the first move. They hear the guns being fired. They hit the deck and so on. So realistic enough stratagem, and we've seen an exhibition of it here. It's helped the Tau a fair bit. There's a number of saves there that would have not been saves if it wasn't for cover being granted. So that's good. But it's not been a particularly great display of firepower here from the Guard.
It's the worst turn 1 I've ever had.
Oh dear. Okay.
It is the worst turn 1 I've ever had.
Well, we'll not film it again, James. We'll leave it as it stands here.
But if you want climax, have it.
So all we'll do is we'll figure out any other shooting. I don't think there's much here. We'll see. We'll check out to see if there's any other firepower available and finish the turn. Okay, yeah, rest of the firepower's been resolved. Took some nasty wounds here. Firesight Marksman's taken 3. Here, mortal wound coming through and then rolled 2 1s. Because it's a 4 up save, plus 2 for cover for this guy. So 2 up, but we rolled 2 1s, sadly. No rerolls available, so 3 wounds taken. Then 2 las gun shots are in range 24 and missed. So that is the end of the turn here. Big surprise in this battle. I was expecting to lose.
Oh, Scarp.
Oh, shooting Scarp. Let James resolve that. I was expecting to lose one of the hammerheads. I was expecting to lose him and have him damaged. And I was expecting to lose the broadsides as well and a load of infantry. But it's not happened. James has held back. So the infantry have been mostly out of range. The tank firepower's been of high volume, but struggling here to wheedle out the Tau. Drones doing a good job, and some good save rolls being rolled up there to keep one of the broadsides alive. So really, look at the dead pile here. Unit of drones and a broadside. We'll take that any day of the week, and now we can hand over to the Tau to see what they can do. A golden opportunity for them. Now, what's the good thing about this, about going second, is if we win, it's even more glorious for the Tau Empire. Which empire here? Would it be the Imperium or the Empire that triumphs in this game? It's hard to tell at this stage. If the Tau have a really good turn, they could see themselves in the ascendancy here, or they could have an abysmal round of shooting. We'll see. It's all down to the dice rolls here, and a bit of strategy being used also. But we're going to turn 1 now for the Tau. Much of their force is intact, and they prepare to respond to the Astra Militarum. Tau turn 1 coming up next. Okay, movement for the Tau here on their first turn. I have hatched a cunning plan, but it all depends on the dice rolls here. So, aggressive play from the Tau. We've reacted now to the Astra Militarum. We're going to take the fight to them. So, a lot of manoeuvring taking place here. We're trying to line ourselves up some angles to take on a number of James's vehicles. If we can neutralise 2 or 3 of his vehicles, that'll tip the game in our favour. And then it'll be a case of just trying to keep ahead and holding on to objectives. The Tau is strong on objectives here. Remember, if James wants to win, he's going to have to sweep the Tau away from this area. The usual way he does that is to blast away whatever army he's against and then move in later on. So that served him well in many a game. So we'll see if he can do it. But Tau, we need to strike an early blow here. We can't withstand that kind of firepower. Despite the poor showing here on turn 1 from the Astra Militarum, there will be turns that James will have better rounds of shooting, so the Tau need to do something about that. So we've gone on the suicide mission here with the Ghost Kill. He's jumped up and over 12 here and has got himself in range 18 of the Basilisk. That's the plan with him, or range 18, sorry, with the Basilisk, with his fusion blasters, and range 24 with his cyclic Iron Raker. Then the Commander's advance 6, it's guaranteed 6 advance with his Ghost Who Walks Among Us Warlord trait. He's gone to there. Has got himself in range 18 of this Limros Executioner. These 2 Hammerheads, fresh and undamaged, have shifted 12, their maximum move. They've played aggressive so they can get their smart missile systems into range of the mortars. Then the main guns on top, multiple choice targets to go for them, and if we can get some marker light hits, we'll be able to let loose with our Seeker missiles, double Seeker missile on each of these available. Then across here, tower infantry have all moved out. We've got range 30 on our pulse rifles here, so we're going to try and lay down some firepower into these guardsmen at range. So they've all moved. These have gone up 6. These have descended down and moved across 3. These have moved 6. We've advanced with the 2 units of breaches, just trying to find a safe place here behind this tower. These have moved across from here. Imperial's remained where it is to grant storm of fire to units that remain stationary, so that'll be the broadsides. The Fireblade has moved here, remains stationary with this Markalite, or the Firesight Marksman. Drones, we have shifted around to here. So we've got 2 units of 4 drones protecting both of these units of broadsides now. Maybe a lesson to learn for next time. Just keep both of these units near each other, and all of the drones are in range of all of those units. Is a good way to play. What we've done, the stealth drones, it is a suicide mission, so we pulled the drones back here and bolstered up the number of drones. There's 2 stealth drones in there to add a bit more protection to these broadsides. Then around here, the Firesight Marksman is meant to be dead. It's not 4 wounds, he has 3 wounds, so we removed him from play. That is movement done. There's no tower over here at all. They're interested in this area. If they control this sector through to the end of the game, they will win. It's a very straightforward battle, this one here. We'll go on to shooting phase next. No psychic nonsense from the tower. Raw, cold-hearted firepower is what they rely upon. So we'll go on to their shooting phase next. This is the pivotal point in the game. Okay, we're on shooting phase here. Marker-light shots, first of all, little laser beads going across the battlefield here, marking up particular targets. So first is the Fireblade into 3+, he missed, but we used our Pure-Tide Engram Neurochip once per game reroll and got a hit. That was across here against this Basilisk. You could see him, was in range 36. Uplinked Marker-light. Stratagem gave us 2 more, so 3 Marker-light hits here. Then the Firesight Marksman here got a Marker-light hit against this Russ. He rolled a 1, but because of Storm of Fire, reroll 1s, we remained stationary, so we got a reroll and got the hit. So Marker-light's good result there. Just to mention, we did play Automated Repair System, and we have restored 2 wounds here on this broadside, so it's back up to 3. We are on command points are on 10. We spent 1, we spent 3, regained 1 for this tower turn here. We're on a 6, so on to 10 here at the moment. Both of us looking very healthy for command points at this stage. So targets lit up here. Now it's down to firepower. All right, shooting here. We have started off with this broadside. This one here, he does hate them. 5 casualties here. The smart missile systems have taken out 5 of these guardsmen. In range 30, no need for line of sight with them, so you can see why James is trying to take them out. Angles here, though, the only tank we can really see is this one. It is on -1 to the hit rolls, okay? Because of Night Shroud, okay. So we get 8 shots in 4s, and then we subtract the modifiers. Oh dear, so we'll reroll these. We've got 2 hits here so far. Ah, it's a shame. That -1 has really helped you out. Only 2 hits come through. 5s to wound, strength 7, toughness 8. We do get a wound. It's -2, so James been on 5+, which he doesn't pass, and it is 2 damage. Alright, so 2 wounds coming through against the Rust, no problem at all though, and James does have the Tech Priest engines here on standby to do repairs, but that's the broadside finished just there. Right, next round of shooting, we'll go for the Ghost Kill here. He's going to offload all that he has. He is going to supercharge and go into the rear end of James's Basilisk, so...
There's no armor face anymore, so...
Yeah, no, that's okay. Caught out here. So 4 pluses. This is the fusion blasters here. We do get a hit. So can't do anything about that 1. I could command reroll it, but need to save it for a later time. So 3+ to cause a wound.
Toughness 6.
Toughness 6. We do get the wound. It's AP -4, so we D6 damage. Roll a 2. We'll have to keep that. So that knocks you down 2 wounds. 9 wounds remaining. Okay. Cyclic Iron Raker next. We have moved, but there's no minus because of target lock. So we're on 4s for hits. And we are supercharging. Yeah. No mortal wounds. And 4 hits. 3s to wound. Oh yeah, this is not bad here. We'll not reroll this one. Mightily tempted to, but we'll leave it at that. So -2 here with this one. I'll just check. It might be -1. So it's 3 saves, only at -1, so 4 pluses to block. James could roll well here, which he does. He's blocked all of them. Mission failure here from the Ghost Kill, hoping for a better result. So it will need something else to try and take that thing out. Both are struggling to kill each other here at this stage. But we'll draw that conclusion at the end of Tau shooting. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go over to Hammerhead number 2 next. Splitting his fire. 2 Seeker missiles. They can see the Basilisk just here, so we'll let loose of them. Smart missile systems will fire at the squad here at the back, the mortars. And the main gun has swung around. Is going to try and hit the Basilisk across the other side. We'll go smart missile systems first of all. So we need 3s to hit. We'll be on 4s, but +1 to our hit rolls because of long strike being nearby. 3s to wound. Not so good here. We are struggling. Maybe it's these dice that we're using. 2 saves here of 5+. Save 1, just a wound. James will be happy enough. Not much damage coming through from there. All right, so we're just picking away at the guard here, but not causing too much trouble at this stage. 2 Seeker missiles. 3 pluses to hit this Basilisk. Oh, so they both hit.
Toughness 6.
Strength 8. Yeah, okay. Oh boy. Yes. I need to take him out. 3+. Oh! -2. 2 saves of 5+. You could probably pass one of these actually. No, he hasn't.
5 in total though. But
2d6 damage. 7 wounds taken. Good result. No command reroll left, but 7 wounds. That's not too bad, and that will put James into 1 bracket at least. Right, main gun now to try and take on the other Basilisk. 3+ with no reroll available. We get the hit. We'll be on 3s to wound. Oh, just about. Unbelievable. -4, so it's a straight d6 damage. We do score a 4, so more wounds being knocked down, drops down to 5. Both Basilisks now on 5 wounds remaining, so they are in trouble. They're both in damage brackets, but as yet not destroyed. But pretty good here from the Hammerhead. Nice play from Hammerhead number 2. Getting commendations here from Longstrike, who's about to give an example here of firepower. Gone to his shooting, possibly next, we'll see. Alright, so at this stage, both Basilisks have taken heavy damage, but not dead yet. We need to take out tanks entirely. Remember, James does have the Tech Priest to restore wounds. So we're going to go on to this unit here, the broadsides, who have not been shot at yet in this game. They're going to go after this Russ here. That's the one they can see. We get 4 shots in total, rerolling 1s. Wow. That's good. That's good when that happens. Now we've got a wound that is 4s. It's strength 8, toughness 8. 4 6s would be good. 2 get through. Got no possibility of rerolls. It's -4, so these go straight through, and it's 2d6 damage. We've just rolled an 11. That James gasps in horror here. Broadsides causing horrific damage. 11 wounds caused. So 1 wound remaining on that Russ. It's in a shocking state now. It's been hit very hard here by broadside firepower. Good shooting from the tower. This is looking quite healthy now at this stage. Okay, looking good here for the tower. The tower commander, as yet unnamed, is about to shoot. He's going to go after this Russ here, the one with the marker light. So we'll be on reroll 1s. We're on 3s to hit. We would have been on 2s, but we advanced. 3s to hit, rerolling 1s. Okay, so there's a miss. 4s to wound. Now, any 4s here, will cause trouble. It's half a chance, though, with these dice. We do wound with 2. It's, again, -4 for the fusion blasters, so 2d6 damage. 5 wounds caused. Not bad. So that Russ has taken some damage. I think it'll still be in a healthy bracket, but more wounds coming through against these main battle tanks. All right. Longstrike's about to fire now. I'm going to put the smart missile systems into the same mortar squad, 2 Seeker missiles into this, and the main gun into him to try and cause trouble against that Russ, because it's still in a pretty healthy bracket, so we'll try and take him on. 2s for a hit here. Get a hit. 2s for a wound. Oh, just about. Straight d6 damage. 2 more wounds coming through, knocking James down to 5. I think that'll put him into a damage bracket. He'll probably restore that though, so he's come off lightly there from long strike. 2 shots here, needing 2s with the Seeker missiles. They both hit. 3s to wound the Basilisks. 1 wound comes through, -2, so a save here of 5+. James could quite easily pass this and suffer no more damage. Otherwise it will be d6 damage coming through. Rolls a 6, about time to. Okay, he has rolled up his defence well there with a save. So we'll resolve the smart missile systems. The tower have failed to destroy any of the vehicles here at this stage. So smart missile systems fired. We took out one base from here and a wound. So James played take cover stratagem just to grant them a bit of extra protection. One base removed. We haven't dealt with the mortars as well as we had hoped. Then firepower coming in from these fire warrior squads. All of them could shoot apart from one of the models. Dealt out 6 casualties in total here on this squad. 5 casualties against this squad here. So bring a number of the guardsmen down. Just trying to reduce the return fire that will come from them next turn. So tower looking healthy enough. We have failed to destroy any of the vehicles, but this rush, remember, is on 1 wound left, so in sorry state. Damage bracket on this one, and this one, so that will help, but target's not being destroyed here. We'll go on to assaults next. I don't think we have any. I'm not going to charge with the... yes, actually, we will charge with the ghost kill. Alright, so we'll make a charge move with him. Okay, yeah, we did do assaults. Charge the ghost kill in against James is laughing because he's caused wounds. Drop down to 8 in close combat there. So charge the sentinel and the squad. We killed one of the guardsmen. James caused 2 wounds back. And sentinel's fighting back here. Sentinel's got a hit and hasn't wounded. All right, so we'll leave the result as it stands. We charged both. No damage from Overwatch. We did take 2 wounds in close combat. We failed 2 saves, rolled 2 2s. Okay, its turn is finished. You can see the mess that's over here, but guardsman's still in pretty good shape. Have the tower done enough? We've not destroyed targets, but we've reduced units down. We've removed some infantry. We'll let James resolve some morale, but the game is far from over here. Both sides struggling to annihilate units for sure. Can the tower survive? We've clustered together here as best as we can to protect these. Our tanks are a bit exposed here. James does have a lot of firepower available, so the tower could be hurt now. Chance the Astra Militarum to strike back. And remember, the game does revolve around these objectives, especially these 3 here. The fate of the League depends on who controls these objectives. We'll go now on to Astra Militarum turn 2. Just mentioned vectored manoeuvring thrusters here, the relic. We went back 7 inches there with the tower commander. So Astra Militarum turn 2 coming up next. Okay, so our movement here for the Astra Militarum. James sorting the army out here, number of pairs taking place. So jury rigging being used on this basilisk, pushing it back up to 6 wounds. So now it's out of its damage bracket. Tower may regret not destroying these vehicles here. D3 wounds restored on this one, taking it out of its damage bracket as well. It's back up to 8. That's from last turn, that take cover stratagem. And across here, remaining on 5, remaining stationary. Pulling out of combat here with the sentinel. This one's remained stationary just to shoot. Primary Psycho moving forwards. Then James has given the orders now to advance. So units beginning to emerge from the ruins here to begin an assault on these tower-held objectives. The squad that was fighting here melted entirely with morale. James rolled a 6, so they are gone. The squad here lost 2 for morale, and then James played a stratagem which kept this other squad healthy here. They didn't lose any casualties from morale, but guardsmen being dropped here, some casualties coming in. James has moved this squad to here. Then the company commanders advanced across this way, bringing the relic over to this flank. And imagine James remains stationary with these 2 tanks here in the corner. Not going to move, or he's going to check line of sight here with those. But guard beginning their advance. There's some distance to cover to reach these tower objectives. Is this pop smoke, is it?
Yes.
Right, so James going for the line breaker point. He can just nestle himself nicely around here and get another victory point. So that's a good play from the Scout Sentinel. They are useful units to have. And then across here, snipers, have they moved, or is that their Scarpa move from last time?
Scarpa move from last.
So they're remaining stationary.
6 are in range for your commander.
James has an assassination plot here that he may well try and unravel. We'll see what happens. We'll go now on to... Is that your movement finished?
Yeah.
Okay. He sounds like he has a cunning plan. So the tower need to brace themselves again for another round of firepower. Won't be as much... Well, it can be as much. You've still got
Still got the tanks.
The stuff left. There's some down damage brackets. That's the only saving grace here for the Tau. This tank's not going to be too effective, but the rest of his army should be fine. So Tau may regret this. Yeah, we're not killing each other, but that could well change here on turn 2. Pivotal turn here that reckon the game will be decided in the early turns here. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. And then we should know by then who's going to win. We'll see how much damage James can do. But first of all, Psychic Phase coming up next. Okay, Psychic Phase and Psychic Maelstrom successful here. 3 wounds in total caused against the commander. James picks a unit within 18 and then starts causing mortal wounds. So the commander's in trouble here, has been picked on. And if James does well, some snipers might be able to finish him off. There's 3 wounds to try and pick up against this commander, so he does find himself in some trouble. We'll go now on to the shooting phase for the Astra Militarum on turn 2. Okay, so we started the shooting phase here. James has been dishing out some orders. Just to point out some of the orders here. The move.
Yeah, he granted move.
Just move in advance. He's then let off the relic here. So units within 12 will get reroll 1s to hit and wound. So it's going to affect these tanks. This is the plan that James had. Then he's played take aim with the mortars. Just to increase there with both squads, fine. And then this squad move.
Inspired tactics.
Inspired tactics, right. They've hidden behind there. So James does his orders first here. Has executed a number of those. So shooting then, mortars. They're going to go after shield drones here. So a fresh squad of 4 he's going to take on. So 2d6 shots. He's lost 1 base. 5 shots. We don't get cover now though. So we've got 4s, so our armour save does drop down.
You're going to hit.
Ah, right, okay, yes. And then forced to wound. That's a good roll. Forced to save. I picked them up thinking they were good dice. 5 pluses. Then, yeah, 2 casualties. That's pretty good. If James removes these drones, it'll expose these broadsides here, and he's killed 2 more. He's then going to fire the next unit of mortars into the other squad of 4. I think James, for morale here, he's trying to... God, good number of shots here. Unbelievable, it's 14 shots.
Yep.
And our armour save's not going to be as good, so there'll be trouble here. I think it might buy us another turn, perhaps of survival. So that's what the town need. They need one more chance to off a good volley, and they could do well in this game, but it's all about survival at this stage.
We're going to hit. Then take aim.
Yeah. Good use of orders here. This is a well-disciplined Astra Militarum army.
A bit better now.
Superb firepower.
Oh.
What on earth? Hammerhead.
I'm not talking hammerhead.
Hammerhead number 2. Okay. So, forced to wound. Quite tough drones, but it's a good dice roll. Just take away these failures.
37.
It's very good. Yeah, 4 pluses to save. Need a good roll here. Save 3. The squad's been wiped out unless we roll 5 pluses. Save 1. 3 dead. This is very good results. The drone's now in serious trouble. So, situation, there's 5 drones in total. There's 2 stealth drones and then 3 shield drones left, protecting. They're all in range to protect either of these 2 broadside squads. That's the situation. But mortars being put to good use here. We failed to destroy them or reduce them down significantly, and they've caused trouble here for the Tau drones. Okay, James is going to start with the busted tank here. Heavy bolter shots going to go into these. So 6 shots needing 6s.
No.
Missed. Okay. The las cannon is going to go into long strike here. So needs a 6. Oh no. 3s for a wound. Gets the wound. 6 for a save. No. D6 damage. Please don't roll high. It's gone. It's a 3. It's gone under the vehicle here, but it's a 3. All right. So 3 wounds caused. 10 wounds left on long strike, and that's from James's most damaged vehicle, let alone the others that are ready to fire. Okay. Battle cannon next. 2d6 shots, and needs 6s. Yeah, it's helped. Reroll 1s though. Okay, just still. No, all right. So 3 damage coming through. Not too bad. Yeah, James. I think James happy enough with that las cannon hit that came through. Okay, plenty of options still available. Right, he's now going to fire the damaged basilisk. He's going to go after long strike here. So he'll be on -1 to his hit rolls here. No, he'll be on 5+ for his ballistic skill. Okay, so D6 shots. Remain stationary. He'll take that. 6 shots. Yeah, long strike could be in trouble here, but he's on 5 so to hit. Ah, 666. Unbelievable. Good rolling. 3s to wound.
Rerolling 1s to wound.
Because of the relic. Well played. Just the 1 wound comes through. It's -2, so 5 up save. No.
-3.
-3. Okay, well it's gone through and it's D3 damage, thankfully. He's rolled a 2. Okay, so 1. So we drop down to 9 wounds. Long strike very much alive here at this stage. So that's 1 basilisk down. There's 1 that's able to fire. That's been pushed back up to its full potential. So some stratagems coming here. See what James decides to do here. Okay, he's playing aerial spotter and overlapping fields of fire. Yes, because wounds have already come through. So you're looking at +1 to hit rolls, and for basilisk, you know, reroll failed hit rolls this unit. Right, so you're on 3s to hit rerolling. Good. Okay, so now it's all down to the number of shots with a command reroll on standby. If you roll well enough, you'll destroy long strike. Yeah. Right, command reroll. Okay.
No, it's not command reroll because it's a basilisk.
Choosing your ordnance. Yeah, rerolling your dice. 5. Oh, it could have been any result there. It is very random. 5 shots. 3s to hit.
Rerolling to hit because of the stratagem.
Shot.
All hit.
Mm.
That's 3s to wound.
Rerolling 1s. No, out of range. 3s to hit. 3s to wound hit. Oh no.
AP -3.
Right, I need 6s to save here. Well, there is big trouble for long strike. I'd love to keep him alive. Nothing. 4d3 damage. There's enough potential there to destroy him if James rolls well enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds caused. That'll drop us down to 4 wounds remaining. Long strike in a sorry state. He could have been destroyed there, but he's clung on. But the amount of blasting and shots landing here, the craters forming around this tank, shaken to pieces, bits hanging off, trying to manoeuvre and stay alive. But you can imagine the sheer bombardment of Imperial firepower coming in against these hammerheads. But despite all of that, so far, Long Strike remains alive. His days are numbered, though. There's 2 Lehman Russ executioners here poised to fire and in range with all of their guns. But that's the Basilisks complete. 1 Lehman Russ. Still plenty of firepower available here for the Astra Militarum at this stage. Right, shooting. Difficult choice now for James. There is this ghost kill here, which is annoying for the Astra Militarum. It does pose a bit of a threat. So James is going to fire his sponsons into that. Then the las cannon, the main gun, into Long Strike to finish him off. Okay, you should be able to destroy Long Strike, I'd imagine. Okay, so...
I'm going to fire the las cannon first.
Yes, and then you can choose whether or not to overcharge. Sure, yeah, that's a good order of play. Okay, so D, so 1 shot, needing
3s to hit.
3s.
I hit you.
Oh no. 3s to wound. This is Long Strike he's targeting here. Gets the wound. 6 to save. No, and it's D6 damage. 4 or more. 3. 1 wound remaining. There's a lot of wounds on hammerheads, which is good, but 1 wound left. So you probably don't need to overcharge.
Well, I was forced to wound because your toughness is 7.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to make sure.
Overcharge it is then. Or not.
Or do we vary it?
So the main gun, the way we're playing the main gun, James will take mortal wounds for every 1 that's rolled. So you could take a stack of mortal wounds, possibly. Because overheating it, it's fair enough, yeah.
He uses ballistic skill. So we play it like that.
So he's going to play safe or go for the overkill?
It's a pain.
Oh, he hates Long Strike. Overcharge it is then.
Yep, 2d6 shots. So
7 shots. So you want 7 1s. They're all re-rollable, are they? Or
Correct.
Yes, they are out of the range there, yeah, for the Relic of Lost Cadia. So it should be fun. So 4s for hits.
Rerolling 1.
Yep.
3s to hit. Because of overlapping.
Overlapping fields of fire. Good play. Gets another hit. Long Strike is no more.
So strength 8.
3s to
Wound.
wound.
Rerolling 1s to wound.
Oh.
Because of the relic.
Surely not 5. It is 5. So 5 in total. I need to survive 5 6s. It's never been done, I don't think, on the channel before. We'll start with 1 dice roll.
Goodbye.
And failed. And the others? Oh, 2 6s, not enough. Okay, so we'll see if we detonate. I'd rather not. And we don't, but Long Strike is dead. Ouch, that's a shame. That's a really good unit there for the tower. Thankfully, he did do some damage off the Seeker missiles, but he is no more. Hammerhead is gone. So, yeah, it's sad to see Long Strike gone, but he did draw a lot of attention to himself and a lot of firepower. James still has one of these Executioner tanks to fire, so plenty of shots available from that. He does have the 2 Liam Russes across the other side of the board as well, but now there's decisions to make. Oh, your Sponson, sorry, you got to fire your Sponson weapons into the Ghost Kill. This could be pivotal here. So 2d3 shots.
I'm supercharging. So it's 3 shots.
Yeah. Needing 5s because of our stealth field technology.
Rerolling 1s.
Yes, because of the relic, yeah.
That's 1 hit.
1 hit. 3s to wound.
Rerolling 1s to wound because of the relic.
Oh, very useful. Very useful. But still fails. Ghost Kill's still in a very, very healthy condition here. 8 wounds remain on this one. So, moving on. Sentinels fired and caused a wound, but we saved that on a 3+ with the Ghost Kill. James is now going to fire the second Executioner. He's going to fire the main gun and the Sponsons into the Ghost Kill. Good distracting units they are. And then he's going to do a las cannon shot into Hammerhead number 2. So, 4s to hit Hammerhead number 2. Does get his hit, well done. 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s. Does get his wound. 6 to save. No. And D6 damage. We're on damage 0 at the moment. We're untouched.
Oh, untouched.
Oh, rolls a 1. Okay, we'll take that unless he wants to come on, reroll it. Ooh. Tough choice. D6 is very random.
I'm going to...
Command reroll. Okay. I've already generated a 6 for this turn, so...
damage.
So you are going to command reroll this.
I'm going to command.
Okay, here it comes. D6 damage. If he rolls a 6. Oh, it's a 1 again. So just 1 wound taken. 12 wounds remain. Alright, so main gun. 2d6 shots.
Supercharging. So that's 7 shots. Needing 5s.
Yes, because of the stealth field technology.
Rerolling 1s. That's 4 hits.
Yes.
And strength 8, needing 3s.
2. Interesting.
Minus 3.
2 saves of 6. No. So it's 4 damage. Drop to 4. So James may not destroy us here. We'll see. He needs a good round of shooting here.
5 shots.
Yeah, he could do it.
Needing 5s.
Oh, 666. Oh, the pain. 3s to wound. Oh, no, he's done it. Well done, James. Good dice rolling. 6s. Nothing. Ghost Kill destroyed. Well played. So he can be removed. Yes, I'll let you touch him. He can go. And he can be removed from play. That would have been a useful unit there for the tower. A real distraction. But James has managed to remove the Ghost Kill. That is a very important result, actually. Because I was going to use that to shoot at and potentially charge units and cause a lot of disruption. But James has removed that model from play with some decent firepower from these Executioners. They are decent Lim Russ configurations for sure. One of the best, yeah. One of James's favourites. For definite. Alright, so good firepower here from the Guard. Better than turn 1, for sure. So it's been a good bounce back from them. Alright, so shooting phase complete. James has fired some other units here. He's played Go Recon, so he has made it to here to pick up the Linebreaker extra points. It's a good result. There's still a big cluster of tower here, so we won't lose heart yet. Firepower coming in from the infantry. 1 casualty caused here against these fire warriors. Alright, and that marks the end of the shooting phase and indeed the end of the turn. So as we stand at this point here, it's very hard to call at this stage, so this game could go right to the wire. Still the tower looking stronger on objectives, but weaker as far as casualties are concerned. But they do have a turn in favour. We are some guns down. We've lost Long Strike, that's a deadly blow. We've lost the Ghost Kill. So our anti-tank capability has been knocked for sure. The commander actually didn't report that. He's taken 2 more wounds, a mortal wound and then failed a save with him. That was shots coming from the cheeky little blighters up here. The Ratling's firing through, and they've since played shoot and scarper, and they're moving down the steps here. But my commander now is on 1 wound remaining, so he finds himself in trouble. He'll not be able to continue that as well. Something has to be done about this Psycho. This is the problem. Him causing mortal wounds each turn. That's going to put the commander in trouble for sure. Okay, so difficult choices to make for the tower. We have to do a lot of damage here. If we cause trouble here and swing around onto the objectives, that'll put the tower in a good position for sure. We'll go on to tower turn 2 coming up next. Alright, so tower turn 2 here as they swing around this flank. We've gone for a Banzai style assault here, or as the tower call it, the Montka, as we swing around on this flank. I've never used this Master of War before. This option, it's usually the Koyan, which is you stand still with the commander, unit 76 reroll. Here you get to advance and shoot as if you hadn't moved. So we've advanced with pretty much the entire army, even the broadsides joining in here. We're shifting and swinging around to the side to try and neutralise as much as we can in this area, because this is where the objectives are. So Fire Warriors all advancing, some getting further than others. I used the command reroll to get 2 very good advanced moves here with the breaches. Usually they get destroyed early in games, but they're at full strength, both units, and now in a decent range. So swinging around on this flank here. Remain stationary with the Firesight Marksman. The Fireblades moved to here onto this objective. Hammerhead's remained exactly where he is. We've used automated repair system on the commander and got back 2 wounds. And he's jumped all the way across here. This broadside's moved just to get a better line of sight. These Fire Warriors advance, but they're not within 6 of the commanders, so they'll not get to shoot. And then here we have moved down, just made a normal move. We've shifted the drones here at the back, just lining it up. I think we're going to lose the firefight between those 2 Lehman Russes and these, so I've moved them down. And they do have line of sight to bring in some supporting fire in this direction, but they'll be on -1 to the hit rolls because they've moved with their heavy weapons. So that's movement done here for the tower. This could be a foolhardy assault here by them, or it could work out well. We'll see. But lacking some anti-tank, we're just going for massed infantry here. James hasn't really dealt with the tower infantry in this game. We've lost virtually none. So we're going to try and use that to our advantage, try and hose down as many guard as possible. The Banzai charge is taking place here. It could lead the tower to ultimate glory, or we could see them collapse. We'll see what happens. We'll go on to their shooting phase next. Right, so we're on tower shooting at the moment. 5 casualties taken here. That was firepower that came from this squad. 6 of them in medium range, so some -1 on the AP damage coming through here. So that's the damage against them. Then Fire Warriors, these ones here, one of them in rapid fire, took some shots at the Lim Russ and caused a wound. And then here, 3 of them rapid fire could see through and caused a couple of casualties. So 5 in total here, and then down to 7 with this Lim Russ. So the initial infantry units shooting here. We've fired some Markalites as well. We used uplink Markalite, expending a command point. We've got 6 left now. So 2 Markalites in total, and 1 Markalite here that's coming from the Fireblade, and also here from the Firesight Marksman. Right, so next we're going to fire this broadside here. We're playing it, he's not counted as moved. He's moved and advanced, but because of Montka, units can advance and shoot as if they hadn't moved this turn. So that's the way we're going to play it. We're on reroll 1s then, because we're granted reroll 1s for units that remain stationary. They count as remaining stationary, so we're going to play it so I get to reroll 1s with shooting. So we're going to fire the high-yield missile pods into this Russ here. We've played focused fire. We've gone +1 to our wound rolls. We're going to fire the Seeker missile on this one into the Basilisk. We can see them just about. And the smart missile systems we're going to fire into the mortars at the back. So plenty of targets here. So smart missile system first of all onto the mortars. 4s to hit rerolling 1s. 3s to cause wounds. Shocker. Just 1 wound comes through, and it's at -1, so 6 up save required. Which James doesn't get. Alright, that's enough, though, to remove a base from play. Okay. High-yield missile pods next. 4s for hits. This unit could really shine here if we roll well. Well, it's a shocking display of firepower this turn. Really not good. We'll reroll this one. Get another hit. Forced to win. You would be 5s normally. Oh no. Not so good here. And then a Seeker Missile. James is smiling here. So, Seeker Missile against the Basilisk. That does hit, actually. 3s for a wound. I think now's the time for a command reroll. 3+. We do get it. We've already got our 6+ to keep, so -2. James gets a save here of 5+. I just sense he's going to roll a 5 or a 6 here. Oh no, it's gone through. D6 damage. Huzzah! 6 and 6 required. Oh, good result there. The Basilisk is gone. Glory, glory here. And 5 doesn't quite explode. Okay. Good result there. Finally, a Basilisk and one of the vehicles removed. It's taken a lot of effort here for the tower, but we can rejoice over that result. One Basilisk removed from play. So, broadsides now. It's the ones at the back. I'm highly tempted just to let the Seeker Missiles loose here, needing 6s to hit, because I think that unit is going to get shot up. May as well let them go. Or do we hang on to them? No, we'll leave it. We'll not fire the Seeker Missiles. Oh boy. So we're going to fire 2 shots coming through against him. Needing 5s because we moved. We missed, and we're outside of range, reroll 1s. And then 2 shots against this one. The other one has an angle to that one there. Needing 5s and 6s. We do get a hit. Beyond forced to wound. We do get a wound. It's -4 and D6 damage. And no command reroll available. James will be happy with that one. Knocking it down to 9. These taking damage but still hit. They need to go. They'll obliterate the tower if they're allowed to remain in play. So now we're down to the Tower Commander and the Hammerhead number 2. So Tower Commander, 4 shots. We're going to try and take this vehicle out here. Counts as if we haven't moved, so 2s, even though we advanced. They've all hit. Forced to wound becomes 3s to wound here because of the stratagem. And look at that, it's helped out. -4. 4d6 damage. Yeah, 14 wounds caused. James rolled dice to see if he explodes, which he does not. Alright, so one of the Lemros Executioners has now been destroyed. Well done, Commander. Commander's now used his vectored manoeuvring thrusters to go 7 inches, just trying to keep a nice body of infantry in the way and just keep him out of trouble. But mission accomplished for him. He's not that bold. He sort of goes aggressive and then fades away. He's like a ghost. I'm trying to think of names for this commander here, but we're starting to get an idea of the way, his style of play. Each tower commander has a different personality, different style. This one, he has sort of a fire and fade kind of ability with him, but it seems to be working. So he's picked off one of the Russes here and has disappeared into the ranks of advancing tower infantry. So choices to make with the Hammerhead now. I think the smart missile systems would be wise to put those into the mortar teams for sure. We have 1 shot with no reroll available with this Hammerhead. I think it's a difficult choice for sure. We could go here, try and get the kill. Just need a wound and that Russ is gone. We could go here, try and cause some more wounds, but I think we're not going to be able to do that because there's 9 wounds to get there. It's not going to happen. We could go here and try and cause 5 wounds or any number of wounds to try and cause trouble for the other Basilisk. Difficult choice. We'll go into the Basilisk. 3s for a hit. 3s for a wound. Why? Strength 10, toughness 6. Oh dear. And no reroll left. Shame, but the Hammerhead needed a decent result from him. But the answer is no. But damage coming through. 2 vehicles destroyed here by the tower. So not too bad. We'll keep firing here. We've got some more infantry shooting to resolve. Okay, we've actually resolved the rest of the shooting here. So fire warrior squads here and here. We were getting some volley fire ability firing at these. We've actually wiped this unit out. And the unit inside here as well, wiped out and destroyed. So guardsmen being brought down here by this aggressive play from this tower infantry assault taking place. So turn finishes, no assaults here. Tower looking strong on these 2 objectives. This one's pretty empty. Tower can move out to hold that. So looking good here for the tower. James's firepower has been cut down. This Russ now out of action. This Basilisk out of action as well. This one could cause trouble on 9. No doubt some repairs to come through. This one seriously crippled but still in play. And James in pretty good shape with this one. He failed to do any damage. there. James does have 2 other Leman Russes, but they are across the other side of the board. We'll go now on to the 3rd turn of the Astra Militarum. It's difficult to call this game. It's pretty evens at this stage. Just with the Tau, though, the advantage is them sitting on top of objectives. So James needs to wrestle the Tau off of the objectives here if he is to achieve victory. And, of course, take the crown and be the champion of the channel for this season. We'll see. It's difficult to call in this game. It's going to be tight, I think, whatever the result is. But even at the middle stage here, we're not sure who the victor will be. We'll go on to turn 3 now for the Astra Militarum. All right, so movement done here on turn 3 here for the Astra Militarum. So each time we've had, both sides have been set up to do killer blows against each other, but it hasn't always worked out, and we've sort of done less than we expected. Again, James is set up to cause trouble here for the Tau. I reckon he's in position to try and deal with multiple units that the Tau have, my anti-tank especially. So last wave of infantry, James has sent out the last wave here. If these are dealt with, there's nothing left. We'll be in amongst the mortars and the tanks and the characters. So playing aggressive with them, James should be able to get a nice lot of shots from those. The Primaris Psycho, it looks crazy, but he's moved across here because he's going to try and use Psychic Maelstrom to try and take out the commander. 3 wounds required to bring him down. It's perfectly doable. James has moved his commander, the Warlord, just to here. This tank's been restored to 11 wounds. Good play. Morale is fine, by the way. Pass, no problem. Auto pass. And still sitting stationary on 1 wound remaining. The Basilisk has moved. Its rear end exposed. So James has swung it round into here. So it'll be a -1 for its damage. And then in a 5+ bracket for its ballistic skill as well. So that firepower from that, it's relocated and its firepower is not going to be that effective. Infantry have swung round onto this objective as predicted to secure that, no problem at all. Rattling's on the move, relocating, and James has hit full throttle here with the tanks. They are on the move to swing around and threaten the objective. You can just see it there on the corner of the building. 2 Sentinels moving around. So now all of a sudden, a fresh objective has opened up for the Astra Militarum. Whilst the tower's swinging around here, James is going to make a move on this objective. So the fight is going to reach another level of intensity here. What do the Tau have to try and stop an advance coming down here? We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. The game hangs in the balance at this stage. So we're going to film this because it could win or lose the game for the Astra Militarum. James wants to kill the commander. It's a superb psychic power. Does it go off is the first question. Oh, it's a 7.
Roll. Now, last time I did this...
Oh, so I'm going to immediately roll dice and get a 6. No, this is for my pure engram neuro chip. So you need a 2+.
I had 2+. Last time I did this, I rolled a 1. So I've done this again.
Ah, you don't roll 1s. Oh, it goes off. All right, so 2+ for a wound.
5 to regain.
Oh, he's going to try and regain it here.
Yes.
Which he does. Okay. Yep. So that's your regain for this turn. Fine. Okay. So 2+. Oh no. 3+ for a mortal wound.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh no, please.
4+ to kill him.
To kill the commander. Yep.
That's a cock.
It's a cock dice for all the people that say you shouldn't use stones in the game, and it's landed as a cock dice. We're both in agreement. No, it's a 4+. It was a cock dice. It wasn't cock. No, it wasn't. It's a 1. That's okay. You can have that. Totally fine. We're both in agreement. Ah, blast. Commander destroyed, and our hopes dashed here. Whatever his name is. We don't know his name. We need his name.
Because he's dead.
Oh, what a thing to say. Commander's gone. There's nothing I can do. I'm just going to double check the rules, but he has 6 wounds. The commander is no more. He's been struck. He's been chased throughout the game by this psyker here, and he's ultimately paid the price. His brain frazzled inside his Tau battlesuit helmet here. The shell, the suit falls to the ground in good condition, but the occupant has been frazzled. Psychic phase done. Well done, James. Good use, good choice of psychic power. Good use of the psychic as well. So excellent. No, well done. You deserve to take out the commander there. Oh dear, what a tragic, what a shame. I mean, I was going to use him to swing around and pick off tanks and so on, but all of that's not to be. The Tau have lost their commander. This could be the slide down to defeat here. Oh no, please. We'll go on to shooting phase next. If James does well, this could be the knockout blow for the tower. We'll see. Shooting phase next for the Astra Militarum. Okay, so James is going to fire. He's issued an order. Orders have been issued first of all. Full throttle, was it called? Right, so that tank's gone further through here. He's now going to play. Going to use the Basilisk, and it's going to try and take out this. There's no drone protection for him anymore, and he's got 3 wounds remaining. Okay, so number of shots.
6.
Oh, good shot. Good shooting. Good. Needing 6s though.
Yes.
Yeah. So 5+ for his ballistic skill, then -1 to his hit rolls for moving. Gets the hit. That may just be enough. 3s to wound.
How many wounds do you have left?
Got 3 left. Has been repaired.
Wound.
Does get the wound. -3. 2 up, 3 up, 4 up, 5 up save. Oh, good result. Well done, Broadside. Still in the fight here. So Basilisk firepower is complete. All right, so shooting phase completed here. We've resolved all of the firepower. Breaches have been hit very hard here. 9 casualties taken, 4 on the other squad. James electing to fire Gleam Russ at them, and some massed infantry firepower coming through as well. He's not gone after the Hammerhead here at all. Did anything fire at the Hammerhead?
It
was the
las cannon.
That's it. All right.
No, las cannon fired at him.
At him. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Las cannon shot came through. That was from him, wasn't it? Got the hit, got the wound. We then rolled a 6 for our save, and that's about it. So no firepower came in against these. They're a bit out of the picture at the moment, those broadsides. But across here, James has prioritised the breaches to be shot at in this turn. The towers still have loads of infantry. If you take a look at the dead pile here, and the usual well-organised layout here, you can see there's not many infantry been dealt with. Drones have taken a hammering. We've lost some key units. The commander's down, but still the bulk of this tower force, a good half of the army is still here. And then James's casualties is much neater than me. Here's strewn out all across the table just there. So I'd say damage has been about even here. These 2 great armies locked in mortal combat here to the bitter end. We'll go now on to assaults. James reckons he has some charges to take place. He reckons he'd rather charge than be shot at next turn. Roll up some charges and Overwatch next. Okay, charges have taken place here. Quite eventful. 6 casualties taken on Overwatch as James tried to charge in. He declared a charge against multiple units, trying to silence as much of the tower gun line as he can. Charges have gone ahead. He used a command reroll to get in with this squad. Then rolled a 10 for this squad. Primaris Psycho rolled a double 1, has not made it into close combat. But 2 squads have gone in. And if James survives, he'll silence the front line of Fire Warriors and Breaches. Tactically, it's a good move, because it will mean we can't advance and lay down firepower on James's other characters and tanks. It's a risky move, but tactically it is a sound idea. He's got 8 guardsmen to try and keep alive against a load of tower, Fire Warriors and Breaches here. We'll let him make his combat attacks now, and the tower can fight back. Right, it's James charge again. We've since resolved combats here and morale. James's squad here, a few of them cut down, they've melted away. And then down here, a few more guardsmen cut down. We lost a couple as well, but tower numbers here beginning to count. Just 2 guardsmen left across the pipes here. So tower should be able to finish them off with their samurai swords. So we'll go now on to... morale's resolved here. So the lone breacher, he melted away. That was 9 casualties on that unit. Across here, we passed morale order 2 for our 4 casualties. Just 1 casualty here, so fine. So looking pretty healthy for the tower infantry, which have virtually wiped out all of the guard infantry that James had. So down to characters, mortars, and a few tanks left on this flank here. We'll go now on to tower turn 3. Just got to keep going. We've got to keep wiping out targets here as quick as we can, and then try and devise some kind of plan to secure this objective. James will move on to it and grab it if he can. Time is ticking away here for the tower, and really we're at the middle stage of the game. Plenty of turns left in this fight. Tower turn 3 coming up next. All right, so movement here for the tower on their turn 3. Hammerhead has swung around just to try and open up some targets. It will be -1 to our hit rolls, though. We played automated repair system here. Regained a command point on a 6 for this turn. And we've gone back up just to 1 wound taken away now. So 5 wounds left on this broadside, moving up in support of the tower infantry. Squads moving through here with the way... open now, the guardsmen cleared out of the way. We've remained in combat with these squads, the Breaches and the Fire Warriors, tied up there by the 2 guardsmen that are left alive. We've moved down here with the Fireblade, and then we have kept 1 model still and moved the other one around here with these, and the fire warriors have shifted to their left with a view to fire at the sentinels, but out of line of sight of James's advancing main battle tanks. Liam Russ is across the other side, the one's just over here. That's it for the tower. We'll just do the best that we can with the resources that we have. If we had have had that commander alive, though, he could have caused a lot of trouble. We'll go now on to tower shooting phase next on turn 3. All right, so shooting's been resolved here for the tower. We had a chance, we got a hit, but failed to wound. With the hammerhead, we used our command reroll for the hit roll, needing 4+. That was against the basilisk. We could see the end of it there, just in the top right corner there, but failed, sadly. Smart missile systems from here and also from here, causing trouble for the mortars. There's just one base left, just tucked inside there. This unit at the back destroyed, another base removed, so good shooting from the smart missile systems. Firepower, rapid firepower from here, destroyed the Psyker, bit of revenge. Then here we fired these, caused 5 wounds against this Russ, but James passed all of them with a 3-up save. Then through here, we fired all our seeker missiles, heavy rail rifles, all fired. No damage there against the Russ. The execution is still in excellent condition and available to shoot. Firing through from here, we put a total of 4 wounds in total there against the Sentinel. So just 2 wounds left on that as it threatens the objective. Yes, high yield missile pods caused 1 wound. That's all we needed. Destroyed this Liam Russ. That one's out of action as well. So Imperial forces down to 2 guardsmen, a couple of characters, and this Liam Russ being serviced by the Tech Priest Engine Seer. Looking pretty bleak for both sides on this flank here. It's been an absolute vicious fight in this game. James just removing the dice share from morale. It's auto pass. We'll go now on to assaults. We've got some combats to resolve, see if the tower can wipe out the last 2 guardsmen there, and possible charges as well. We'll see. We're going to charges and Overwatch next for the tower on turn 3. Okay, so charges and Overwatch have taken place. We took damage on Overwatch, busted morale roll to 6, but that is an auto pass for the bonding knife ritual. So we held position there, and the charge failed. Needed 8 inches. If we'd have made it in, we could have silenced that tank, and that really would have helped the tower out on this flank. But it's not to be, and so James has this vehicle available to fire its full potential at multiple targets available for him here. So the tower have failed to clear the guard out of this area, but they're sitting on 2 objectives quite happily and threatening, possibly can move on to this one, but James is also in a position to pounce on it also. We'll go now on to turn 4 of the Astra Militarum. Need to just keep pummeling the tower here and manoeuvre onto these objectives to win the game. Alright, movement taking place here on turn 4 of the Astra Militarum. These are dangerous here, these tanks moving around. It's great to see them moving across the board here, unhindered really, not much resistance to them. They're rounding the corner and now posing a threat to the tower from this flank here, backing off with the 2 sentinels for now. The 1 or 2 wounds has swung right round in this direction. James just trying to cut the angle down the fire warriors can see. Pulse rifle pretty effective there against those sentinels. James can see multiple targets. We've checked line of sight. Both those Russes can see through to these, through the gaps in the containers. And the end Lehman Russ, that's this one here, can see the broadside just there. James, I think he's got a little bit more manoeuvring to do. He's remained in combat here with his 2 guardsmen, tying down 2 squads, 1 breacher team, 1 fire warrior team. Move to here with... That's company commander. Lord Commissar's drawn his sword. He's pressed the on button.
He didn't advance, so
and has moved, so he can charge in. You could see a spectacular 1-man charge from him, and then restored all the wounds. Yeah, back up to full strength here, and remaining stationary with the plasma, or the Limrus Executioner. Remain stationary with the Basilisk. Yes, that can hit now on 5+. So command point situation. I'm down to 1. James is down to 3. So we still have a couple left here. But it's been a high spending game, both of us using a lot of stratagems and then regaining command points as well, and decent dice rolling. This hammerhead's fresh though, so let's bring the wounds back here on 12 for him. Okay, so nowhere near as effective at long strike. If you move, it's forced to hit, and it's 1 shot without the seeker missiles, so hammerhead not as much of a threat now that long strike is gone. So we'll go now on to
Shooting.
Yeah, no psychic phase. Psych is dead. Shooting phase next, the Astra Militarum on turn 4. Right, shooting phase here. 4 casualties on these, so just one of them left. 3 casualties on this squad. That was firepower coming in. James prioritising the infantry here, or the troops' choices, because he knows they can hold objectives very effectively. Not picking on the hammerhead. No shots coming in against that. Then other firepower coming through. James using one of the Lean Rushes to target here, but failing to hit and wound. Then across here, we did have to use the last shield drone, actually, to absorb a las cannon hit coming through. We rolled up for heavy bolter damage coming through, took a wound. So both these still alive. One of them's taken 4 wounds, 2 wounds remain. And that's about it. So both sides picking away at each other here. But Tau still a presence on the table for sure. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next for the Astra Militarum on turn 4. This game has been a gritty fight here. This is what we wanted. Many times the Astra Militarum have just blasted armies off the table, and it's made for not as interesting a game. But here, the Tau have locked horns with the Astra Militarum, and it's been a good display from both sides. And both sides very even in this fight, we reckon. So it's still open, even at this stage, for anyone to win. We reckon turn 1, turn 2 would decide it, but it's not been decided here. So making for a great climax to the end of the season. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next for the Astra Militarum. Alright, so combat's resolved here. It's turned out well for the Tau. We've also resolved morale. 7 saves James needed to make, swords drawn, cutting the last of the guardsmen down. So Tau not much good in combat, but still they can fight. So they've wiped out the guardsmen here, and the consolidation move made with the final squad that attacked. Auto pass here, rolled a 6 for morale, so the lone Chassuis has survived, will not run. Guardsmen wiped out, and then morale passed here, and with the breaches as well. So that's the situation now. There's plenty of Tau infantry still on the board, and it's troops that we need to hold these objectives. We'll go on to Tau turn 4 next. I think we need to do something about him. He's a pain. He's fully restored, sitting there blasting away at my troops and my heavier units as well. But we'll see what we can do. Tau turn 4 coming up next, starting to move into the latter stages of the game. Alright, so moving for the Tau here. Hammerhead's going to remain where he is just to get the best possible accuracy of his firepower. Multiple targets for him. We're seeing the Tau infantry press ahead here. They're moving forwards, ready to clear out the characters and potentially charge into vehicles. Then across here, breaches moving through as well. We've remained stationary with this broadside. The Fireblade here has moved up to help with some volley fire. There. Imperial's remained exactly where he is, just hold on to this objective. Firesight Marksman getting ready to light up some targets. Fire Warriors clustering around these containers here, just trying to block line of sight against these 2 tanks. And holding position with the broadsides here, they have lined themselves up to shoot. James could see us, so we can see him potentially here. Difficult choice, we could try and fire off in this direction to try and take out this Russ. That's movement done for the Tower. Still a hope for them that they could win this game. We'll see. We'll go on to Tower shooting phase next here on turn 4. Okay, Tower shooting's taking place. It's actually been a good round for the Tower. It didn't start too well. We fired the Hammerhead. Got a hit, got a wound. Damage in total was 2, so 3 wounds left now on this Basilisk. Then a smart missile systems caused a wound down here. We then used the smart missile systems here from this broadside to wipe out the mortars. There's none left now, they're gone. And you can see this Liam Russ has been destroyed. That was firepower coming in from the broadsides here. You can see the line of sight they have through the gap there. And they could see the vehicle and their shots. 3 hits, 3 wounds caused. One of them was a 6, so mortal wound, and then about 12 wounds in total with 3d6 damage. So they struggled to wound, sort of half a chance at strength 8, but once they get those wounds, it bypasses the armour and causes trouble. So Russ destroyed, and James reckons that is a pivotal result there for the Tower. Firepower from these destroyed the company commander just here. So good shooting from them, and we put 2 wounds on the Warlord as well. So now the Astra Militarum in this sector just have the Tech Priest, who's now redundant, looking for a job, and then here the Warlord exposed on his own. So the Tower have secured this flank quite effectively here towards the latter stages of the game. That's going to cause trouble for the guard. James can go for this objective here, but lacks troops is the issue. Tau have plenty of troops. We'll go on to the 5th turn now. Assaults, none. We're going to hold position. We are not going to charge here. We'll just hold where we are, see what James decides to do. Across here we did cause a couple of wounds actually. So 2 wounds caused on this sentinel. That was some plasma fire from this one. And then another wound caused by the fire warriors that could see through the gap just there. We'll hand over to the Astra Militarum now. I think the Tau have tipped the game in their favour. Things are looking desperate here for both sides, but Tau, I think, have the edge at the moment. We'll see, though. We'll go on to Astra Militarum, turn 5. Alright, so manoeuvring taking place. You can see the Liam Russ tanks on the hunt here for targets. This one has advanced, yes, so 14 inches screaming up the road here, hurtling towards this objective. May well see a bit of a showdown here between Hammerhead number 2 and the Liam Russ. Pop smoke, have you?
Yeah.
Right, great, okay. So, great to see the tanks working their way around these roads here. Tech Priest Engines here has moved forwards. He may go for one-man charge into the Fire Warriors. The Warlord James has moved. He's inside there. We've just left the model on top, so he's hidden away. And then round here, remaining stationary with the Basilisk, holding position here. Across here. This Sentinel's gone to this end. The other Sentinel has gone to the other end. Rattling Snipers have climbed on top. They've gone on top of the right one here. Didn't want to go into the soup on the other one. And then holding position here with the Rattlings on the steps. So it's all about just trying to kill each other and then manoeuvring onto these objectives. Tau better placed at the moment, but James still has firepower to cause trouble. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the Astra Militarum on turn 5. Alright, shooting phase resolved here for the Astra Militarum. So deploying smoke here. Then the battle cannon and the other weapons on the command tank firing through. Causing trouble here for these fire warriors. Strike team, they've lost 6, only 4 of them left. We had to sacrifice a drone here to protect these. 4 wounds in total on him now, but both of them still remain alive. A wound picked off here on the Imperial. That was firepower coming in from the Rattlings. Then James used the Basilisk here, but we passed to save. It was just 1 wound coming through on that one, so no damage still on that broadside. It's been picked on a lot in this game, but it's still there. Just with 1 wound on it at the moment after some repairs were made. Casualty on each of these, the Fire Warrior squad here and the breaches here. That was firepower coming in from the Sentinel, and then a pistol shot coming in across here from the Tech Priest engines here. Still, the Tau looking the strongest side. I think James still has a Basilisk, 2 main battle tanks at his disposal, so the game's not over quite yet. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. I'm not sure if James wants to charge here. There'll be a hail of firepower coming in if he does, but we'll see what he decides to do. Charges and Overwatch next. Okay, charges have taken place. A charge did go ahead, but in a hail of Overwatch firepower, the Tech Marine was brought down. A lot of shots coming in. The volley fire applying to these 2 units here, supporting fire coming in, brought the Tech Priest engines here down. That's the end of turn 5 here for the Astra Militarum. We'll go on to the 5th turn now. This could be the end of the game here if the game ends early, but we'll see. We'll go on to Tau turn 5 coming up next. I think they're looking stronger here, and that means the title of the channel, Season 6, could well be within their grasp. We'll see. We'll go on to turn 5 now for the Tau. Alright, so moving for the Tau here on turn 5. The game's swung around. We were playing Dawn of War, Tau at this side. Now the game's swung around, Tau in control at this end, and the Astra Militarum across at the other end. So moving around on this right-hand flank, unit of Fire Warriors moving this direction. Breachers moving up aggressively down the road here. Cadre Fireblade now is going to hold this objective here. We've advanced with these, just trying to relocate in this direction. Only rolled a 1. We've got 1 command point left. We're going to save that for an important role. No doubt there'll be many in the different phases to come. Remaining stationary, just pivoted the model, but just remaining stationary here with the broadside. The Hammerhead swung round. It's gone a full 12 inches with him. The 2 broadsides have moved. They'll be on -1 to their shooting with the heavier arrow rifles. We've committed that the troops here, we now count as holding this objective with 3 models as opposed to James's 1. But that could all change if we go on to turn 6. We've descended down here, we'll still be able to shoot at -1 with the firesight marksman. That's movement complete here for the tower. We'll go on to their shooting phase next. Alright, so we're in the middle of shooting phase here. Tower Fire Warriors have already shot and caused no damage there against the Basilisk. Breachers, though, have cleared away. They're useful units for mopping up. They've cleared away the Sentinel here with their firepower. 3 of them were in range 5, so they fired at strength 6 -2. So the Sentinel's been destroyed, only had 2 wounds left. The other Sentinel, we're going to fire at that. We're going to use the rapid fire plasma rifles here. It's not often we get that kind of range, but we're going to offload 8 shots into it. And then we're going to fire the 2 heavy rail rifles that moved, needing 5s and 6s to hit the tank commander. So plasma rifles here, trying to hit the Sentinel. We need 4s actually, because it's not a heavy weapon. 3s to wound, strength 6. 4 wounded, -3, so 3 wounds picked up. James has 1 wound left, okay. 3 shots with the heavy rail rifles, needing 5s. This is against the tank commander. We get 2. 4s to wound. We get 2 wounds. It's -4. It's going to be 2d6 damage, 5 damage. I'm going to command reroll. Yeah, okay. We'll go for this. Command reroll. So 6+ to keep it. No. And then this is the reroll. 4. Okay. 4 + 3. 7 wounds caused in total. Not bad. We've half destroyed the tank, down to 5 wounds left. I think that's a damage bracket. That will help to some degree. So not too bad shooting there from the broadsides. Next to fire this broadside, we're going to go for the high yield missile pods into the smoke rust. The rust that has the smoke, so that'll be -1 to hit. We haven't moved, it'll be 5s. And then we'll fire the smart missile systems into the ratlings on top of the container just here. So there's no minus to hit ratlings, is there? No, okay. So 4s we need. That's a shame. 2s for wounds. Yep, and it's -1. So 2 of them have been picked off there by the smart missile systems. And then we're going to go for 5s to hit this rust coming up the road here. 8 shots for the high yield missile pods, 2 of them. 5s and 6s, just the 1 hit. We're hoping for something better. Be a 5 to wound as well. No wounds coming through. Struggling there against toughness 8. It's a great help for Leman Russes having that toughness. So 0 impact from the high yield missile pods. Alright, Hammerhead. We're going to split our smart missile systems. 4 shots into the ratlings, 4 shots into the Sentinel. Just trying to reduce the number of models that James has that can potentially hold on to this objective here. And then the main gun will fire up the road here against Liam Russ with the smoke. We've moved, -1 to hit, so we need a 5 or a 6 solid shot. I get the 5. Oh boy, no rerolls left. 3s for a wound. Yeah. Oh wow. That's D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds and 4 damage. 7 wounds caused here, down to 5 with this Russ. Good result here from the Hammerhead gunship. 6 wounds, sorry, getting carried away here. 6 wounds caused, that's D3, so that's 2 and 4. So 6 wounds caused. Half destroyed that tank as well. It's not enough to silence them, but damage coming through at least. Good shooting from the Hammerhead. Smart missile systems coming up next. Go against the ratlings. Needing 4s. Needing 2s, the toughness 2. Yeah, 2 saves, no minuses. So 2 saves of 6+ to try and keep them alive. Just keep chipping away at the guard here. James has saved 1, but another 1 can be removed from play. We'll try and finish off the Sentinel here. 4s to hit, 4s to wound. Yeah, a wound comes through. There's no minus to this one, so James can save it on a 4+. Which he does. Gets a 4, needs a 4. Okay, so Sentinel's still alive.
I just hate the way they fight.
Who? The tower? Oh, he hates the tower. Okay. Alright, so we've charged in here. We've gone on to assaults and no damage from Overwatch. We're still controlling the objective, but just making contact with the Sentinel just to prevent James from firing. Might be able to pick up a wound, possibly. Alright, so we'll resolve these combats next. There's no other charges to take place. So we'll do our attacks now. We've got 4 attacks. Need 5s. Good fighting. Imagine them climbing up the side of the Sentinel, drawing a bonding knife and plunging it into the neck of the driver, forced to... double one.
Imagine a sentinel stomping on the fire warrior,
Okay.
ripping off its head.
Oh. Go on then, one attack then.
Missed.
Okay, right. That's the end of that combat. Okay, so that marks the end of the turn. And possibly the end of the game. Okay, yes, so we're going to decide now to see if the game continues. We'll calculate victory points first, so we'll know what we're rolling for. So as it stands, Tau hold 2 objectives. No, sorry, they hold 3. So we will win. That's 9 points there. We do have line breaker now. That's 10 points. God, a bit nervous here.
Is it the whole unit?
Then James has secured 1 point, 1 objective, 3 points for that. He's killed the warlord, got first blood, and he has line breaker as well. There's sentinel parked up here. That smoke can disappear. Yeah, so you're on 6. So it's 10-6 the score at the moment. So if James rolls a 1 or a 2, the game will be over and the season will be finished with the Tau emerging victorious. The whole year now ends possibly with the roll of a dice. Ah dear, here it comes. Okay, everybody breathe in and breathe out. 1 or a 2, and it's all over.
Why does history have to depend on the dice roll?
Here we go. It's a good fight, James.
End.
When it ends, oh no, the game is over. He's rolled the golden dice of doom, and that banging is his head against a wall. That's it.
Why do I have to put yourself misery and
Oh
pain?
dear. The script was that James should have won both of those games. His army's been dominant the entire season. They look set to win and be crowned champions far above all the other factions. But Tau had kept the victories flowing in. They did suffer some defeats and some surprises, but they kept the victories flowing in. We calculated they needed 2 victories in order to top the league here, because this matchup here, if the Tau win, it's also a loss for the Astra Militarum, so it's a downer for them and a bonus for the Tau. Tau have won 2, Guard have lost 2, and that has meant that the Tau now top the league and are the champions. That's not the finish that we were expecting. We chose the second in the league to take on the Astra Militarum, just a long shot, or a long strike, perhaps you could call it. But the Tau have beaten the Guard twice. Unbelievable. Have you enjoyed the games, though? That's the big question, no. James. No. All right, okay. No, yes, they've been great games, and we really enjoyed it. But great to see 2 armies neck and neck, so close. Both of the games were like this, very, very tight indeed. And great to see, it wasn't a slaughter on either side. Great to see the fight going all the way to the bitter end. But it's ended here on turn 5, and the Tau have snatched victory. Unbelievable result here, right at the end of the season. So Season 6 comes to an end. Thanks to everybody for tuning into the battle reports, both on YouTube here and on the Plus channel as well, for all the comments that you leave and the likes and so on, and for all of you that have subscribed. And Season 6, that's 6 years of us filming battle reports now for the channel, and we do look forward, hopefully all being well, to going to Season 7, and a good number of armies, new armies and so on, to really mix up the season next year, all being well. But here, I'll say it again, the Tau have triumphed here for the greater good against the Astra Militarum. So you can imagine the grudge matches that we may well line up next year to let these two face off against each other again. But it is a good matchup here. Both armies blistering arrays of firepower from them. A great exchange has taken place in both of these battles. So good game, James. Well done.
Oh, well, shake your hand.
Yes, that's been a good game, a good end to the season, and see you next year. All being well.
Good ending to the season.
All right. So there it is, great game, and we've enjoyed the battles here. I hope you've enjoyed them too, and all of the different battle reports, different types, and apocalypse and so on that have taken place this year. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Okay, so actually, before you go, the Tau Commander is around here somewhere, smoke coming from his suit. He's being nursed here by other Tau comrades, but he needs a name. This commander needs a name of some kind. If ever the opportunity was to give him a name, it's now. So in the comment section below, leave a name for the Tower Commander, and hopefully we'll select one, and he'll have a name for next season. But maybe inspired by the events that have taken place in this game. Alright, so units of the game here. Honourable mentions to the Tower Commander. He did well. Remember, he helped take out some of the vehicles and led the Montka.
Yeah.
Which that infantry surge was pretty epic. It was cool. Samurai swords drawn, blistering pulse. It is, that's what they have. A pulse fire coming in here. And the last few Imperial Guard that did cross the pipeline, they were killed mercilessly by the tower. And then the tower burst through and pushed on. It was good to see. And you can imagine the commander here laying down, smouldering in smoke, but lifting his arm and just waving them on. Keep going, keep going. Fulfill the mission. So Hollywood stuff over there. Honourable mention to these. The broadsides with these heavy rail rifles, once they get their wounds, they are deadly enough. So good firepower from them, for sure. I'm going to give unit of the game to the humble Tower Fire Warrior.
Well, the breaches in general, they just...
Breaches as well, yeah, for sure. Great. The firepower, we dealt with James's infantry. Loads of infantry had round here, and just the firepower, the volume of shots come through. Breaches usually get blown away, but put them to good use in this game. So useful units, and caused a lot of trouble. Dealt with James's infantry, and helped clear the threat. If James's infantry weren't cleared, they would have been on these objectives. So I'm going to give it to the Tower Fire Warriors and the Breaches as well. So give it to them. James saying a number of units struggled in this game.
The infantry, the plan was to hold them back into cover.
And wait. To clear the way,
because,
sure.
Because you played the stratagem, I tried to hold back.
Hold back, sure, okay. That's open for debate whether that was wise or not. But here, James is going to go for these, he said, the Executioners. They're scary tanks. They'll take on anything. They'll blast infantry away. They'll destroy monsters and broadsides and so on. And they'll take on tanks quite happily also. So deadly tanks, they were dealt with by the tower in the end, but the pair of them working together were a force to be reckoned with for sure. But that's units of the game for both sides.